Um. Whoops. Oh, I get it. Okay. Right, so I'm gonna need to land on New Greenland. L. I'm so bad at this. Oh, so freaking bad at this. All right. Jump. That's not where I wanted to go. Okay. Crap. Help. Please. Clap. Yes. Yes. Please help. I just got my frickin' I just got my friggin' ass kicked. I'm saved. Hooray! Thank you. I forgot your ship's name. Winston Churchill. That is... Okay. Right. What do you mean I haven't mapped a route to that system? It was shocking how the... Oh, that's... Guys, help. What's that blue thing? Is that like the inverse of my speed? Does my antimatter warp drive charge up after a time? Help. Her pirates. Look, I can't help. I can't frickin' help. I can't help and I don't know. You don't slow down in space. Flap. And jump. I'm not great at this. L. So hopefully I'll get my ship fixed up. But probably no. Oh. Okay. Right, so I have the fuel for 4 jumps. So I'm gonna refuel again. And then I'm gonna make 1 jump there. All right. And now I can get to my friggin' destination. All right. New China? L. Or was that K that I hit? No, it was L. Along the journey, you learn that the family you are transporting are named the Hendersons, and that they are moving to New China mostly because they hope the urban setting will be better for their kids than New Greenland, where there were hardly any children at all, and their village had only a few thousand people in it. The grandmother, Olivia, has also been chattering non-stop about how excited she is about being on a world where she can actually go sunbathing. I've gotten much too old for snowshoeing, she says. I can't do a high-pitched voice. I can do a very low voice, but I can't do a high-pitched voice. Especially not when I'm sick. You say goodbye to them and wish them well, and as agreed, they pay you 40,000 credits. You are already well on your way towards paying your mortgage. As James leaves the ship, he says, again, if you're okay with continuing to give me a ride, just meet me in the spaceport. Alright. Well, I can make quite the profit on that. Ooh, electronics. Okay, spaceport. The new port here was built several centuries ago when the Grand... Okay, I forgot to read the description of the planet. I'm sorry, I can do that from the map, I noticed. It doesn't take you long to find James in the new China spaceport. He's already got a small group of people with him, a middle-aged couple and a teenage boy. Hi there, Captain Osterham, says James. Interested in carrying some tourists to Earth? Sure, I don't see why not. Great, he says. This is Chuck, and Sarah, and their son Carl. Let's help them carry their luggage to your ship. As you begin walking back slightly ahead of them, James whispers to you, tourists are always a good way to make money. They're on vacation, so they don't mind paying a bit extra. But no point in your cargo space going to waste. So, take a look at the job board, and see if there are any delivery missions we can run at the same time. Alright. The new port here was built several centuries ago when the grand, but impractical, spaceport built by the original settlers had deteriorated to the point where it was no longer usable. This port is much simpler by comparison, just a ring of landing pads of various sizes around a large central building with 10 levels of warehouse space accessible by freight elevator. There are always locals hanging around the port, some of them mere children who are trying to find a cheap ride off-planet. That's sad, that's just like real life China. China. Methanol formaldehyde. Formaldehyde? Well, I'm supposed to deliver 11 tons. I got 5 tons free space. Midgard? What? That sounds awesome. Let's see. Okay, so Earth is there. Alfheim, Midgard. This is awesome. I love this game. I love this game. Except machine. Done. Okay, M. And we can read the description. In the very early days of hyperspace travel, most settlers chose to put down roots within a few jumps of Earth because until more fuel depots were built, colonies farther out would seldom be visited by cargo ships. As a result, a lot of effort was put into terraforming and developing worlds that would have been passed over by most colonists today. New China is one such world, and it is now overpopulated and poor enough that maintaining the terraforming equipment and climate requires almost a third of the planetary government's tax income. Just like real China! Wow! Ugh. Just like real China. It's terrible, and no one likes it. Okay. And map. Done. Jump. Pew. Okay. And so I can choose Earth, Moon, or Mars. land. Wow, I went quite a ways past. As you made the final landing descent onto the surface of Earth, Chuck and Sarah were staring out the window in rapt attention, pointing out landmarks on the planet's surface. James joins in by telling you all about some of the history of the cities you are flying over. Carl, meanwhile, has spent the entire journey playing a handheld video game and only glances out the window when the ship shakes from turbulence. As they all grab their luggage and step off your ship to explore humanity's homeworld, he is still immersed in the game. I hate that stereotype about kids. I mean, it's accurate with younger kids, but... I mean, me, I'm part of the center of that stereotype, being, you know, a teenager. It's just like... Most of the people I know who go on trips, when they do go on trips, they're not playing games or on their phone or whatever all the time. A lot of the people I know who go on trips, like, we use our phones, like, more than our parents because they don't know how to use phones. Like, my dad, I have to take his phone and update it every single time. Like, every single time an update comes out. Because he lets it just sit there for so long that apps no longer work for his OS. As you collect your payment, James pulls the parents aside and says, "Watch out for pickpockets, okay? And take it from an experienced captain. You do not want to be left out after dark here. Play it safe and have a great time." After they leave, James shakes his head ruefully. It'll probably be a decade before that kid's old enough to realize what he's missing out on. Waste of money doing a trip like this with a... teenage boy. They should have gone to Skymoot and seen the dragons instead. I'm sure that would interest him a lot more in historical museums and ancient cities. Then he picks up his luggage and adds, "Same deal as before. You want to keep traveling together, meet me in the spaceport." The ancestral homeworld of humanity, Earth has a population 10 times that of any other inhabited planet. Sprawling cities cover large portions of its surface, many of them overcrowded and dangerous. And I apologize for the background noise, there's a conversation downstairs and dangerous. Some people work to scrape together enough money to leave, while at the same time others, born on distant worlds, make a pilgrimage of sorts to see this place that once cradled the entirety of the human species. Earth is also the capital of the Republic. Representative government becomes complicated when one planet has a greater population than 100 planets elsewhere. As a result, settlements of less than 1 million are grouped together into planetary districts that elect a single representative between them, a source of much frustration in the frontier worlds. Valhalla! Transport farmers to Valhalla! No! The only way you can get to Valhalla is by death in battle. You're not going. Alright. The spaceport on Earth is so big and crowded that it takes a long time to find James. The sheer number of people here is almost overwhelming. Homeless men wrapped in old army blankets beg money from well-dressed businessmen. Soldiers in navy uniforms walk by in groups of 10 or 20, all marching in unison. Starship captains haggle with merchants over trade goods and jobs. Flashes of light come from various landing bays as welders make repairs. When you find James, he's standing by a window, looking out at the city, watching the starships taking off and landing in a continuous stream. "This is it," he says, "where our race began, the world that all the tourists want to visit and that no one wants to live on. 10 billion people. More industry and exports than any other place in the galaxy. But underneath it all, poverty of a completely different sort from what you've got in the dirt belt." After taking one last glance out the window, he says, "Anyway, we're nearing my destination. You willing to take me on one last trip? I need to get to Hestia in the Talita system, and of course I'll pay you quite well to take me there."
Well, of course. We're bros now, so I don't see why not.
Once again, you walk back to your ship with James. Once you get there, as he's stowing his luggage, you pull up the information your computer has on Hestia. It's one of the paradise worlds, terraformed to have a perfect climate accessible only to the very wealthy. You wonder whether James is going to be able to fit in there. Earth's spaceport is a series of massive buildings. The gaps between them form narrow concrete canyons 100 stories deep. From a distance, it has the appearance of a bustling termite mound. Inside the towers is a warren of dim hallways and dingy shops. Hitchhikers sleep in the corners of unused docking bays under old army blankets, a few uniformed cleaners trying to keep the litter and dust in check, and rich tourists from other stars clinging tightly to their expensive cameras. That is depressing.